this week I'll start with a bit of a reflection of the weekend in Huskinson. Bronte completed her first ever half marathon, her longest run ever. She did an amazing job, absolutely amazing, smashed it, came in 2 hours 29 minutes, and she was stoked. She did such a great job, and she's even thinking about the next one, even though when she crossed the line she was like, I'm so glad I don't have to do any more running. But no, seriously, she did an amazing job. Way to go, Bronte. So on the Sunday I did the standard distance triathlon, and just a bit of a reflection on that, just so I can get a gauge of mentally and physically where I'm at and my perceptions of where I'm at. So firstly, some of the things that went really well. One, couldn't have asked for better support. I had the most amazing support from Belinda and Bronte. Unfortunately, Kiana had to stay in Sydney, and also my parents who were there. Couldn't ask for any better support. So hey, thank you support crew. Secondly, I tried a new wetsuit in the swim. I had recently just bought a wetsuit. It was the first time I had ever swum in it, and actually went well. A lot easier to get on and off. I think it's a lot more flexible. I got the Orca Athleflex. So yeah, I found it easy to move around and was not restrictive. So quite good. I did get more wet inside my wetsuit than I would normally. Maybe that's normal, but I found the wetsuit went really well. The swim itself, the Shark Net Beach was more choppy than usual. So for those of you who know me, I get motion sickness quite easily. So as you can imagine, as soon as I got about 150 meters or so out, I was feeling the chop and my head was going to, I'm going to be sick. So a lot of negative thoughts went through my head at that point. Also, it was a very, very busy swim. There were so many people all together in one spot. I think the timing in between letting triathletes out for the swim was too close. There were way too many people in one place. So it was really crowded and choppy. It's not a formula for fun for me. So I removed myself from the group and just slowly did some breaststroke and mental and talking to myself, and then kept going and got to the first buoy and thought, I'll see how I go first lap, and if I'm feeling okay, which I was hoping I would be, that I would continue. So I think even though the swim started off a little bit dubiously, I think the fact that I was able to talk myself out of it, because I could have easily fallen into the trap of, this is way too choppy, I'm feeling sick, too many people around here, and my head could have just taken a completely different spin and gone in a different direction. So I'm pleased that I was able to turn it around, and I did finish the swim, and despite all of that, in pretty good timing, 28 minutes something, so I was happy with that. So all of that went well. Taking a wetsuit off, awesome, because it came off a lot easier than my old wetsuit. Bike leg went really well. I was happy with that. It was quite an undulating course, and also a very, I guess, the roads, the surface of the roads are not very, there's a lot of potholes basically. It's not very smooth and very bumpy. It was a very bumpy ride, and I can tell you that I felt every single bump during the ride, and I am still feeling every single bump today. Like my back, I can just feel it in my back. It's very weird, but I can actually feel it all the way down my back and in my shoulders. But overall, the bike leg went really well. I think my nutrition on the bike went well. I had 2 gels, and I had half of a bar, and I had some hydration drink. So that all seemed to work out perfectly. I did take a long time in T1, but that is me strapping my toe. I have to do that or I cannot run. So it's an absolute necessity. It's really difficult because I have to get my feet as dry as possible. And in the end, what I ended up doing is, because I wear those toe socks, So I just ended up taping over my sock because my feet were really still quite sticky, that sticky wet feeling, and the tape wasn't sticking. So I had to do that. So it didn't mean I took a bit long in transition, but anyway, it's something I just have to live with. So the run, now that's where it actually, for me, was surprising. I, in my head, had imagined it would be a lot easier than it was. My legs felt quite heavy, really heavy, and tired. Physically myself, from a cardiovascular perspective, I felt fine. I didn't feel out of energy, but my legs felt out like they had no energy. So I did find the run quite difficult, more so than I really had expected. Absolutely a lot more difficult than I had expected. So, I mean, I'm not sure what that was about. So I'm looking forward to speaking with my coach, Victor, to understand why they were so feeling like that. I know I haven't done any brick sessions, so maybe it was just that I'm not used to the feeling, and it's been a long time since I've done a triathlon. I think I did one in April, the sprint in Wollongong. But anyway, maybe it's just a muscle memory thing. I don't know. But I finished the 10Ks. I think I averaged about 6:34 pace. My feet were sore. Yes, sore, very sore on the lateral side of my foot and my calluses. So I think I wore my Hoka Cliftons, but I do think that I may need to really think about what I'm going to do there. I know I've been thinking about it. I mean, just about every episode I'm talking to you about shoes, but yes, the shoe thing, I need to wrap up. I definitely need to wrap that up. Anyway, overall, glad I did it. A few lessons, which are good for me to reflect on, and back to training again this week. So I've just done a 5K run this morning. It's Tuesday morning, and I've got a gym session later today. Okay, catch you later.